My name is Lily. I am 30 years old. I work at a big advertising agency in the city. My title is Senior Copywriter. I write words for ads and campaigns. I work long hours every day. I sit at my desk early in the morning. I leave the office late at night. I drink too much coffee. That is my daily life. The office is big and loud and full of people. Many people work there. They talk fast. They walk fast. Everyone looks busy. I like my work. I am good at my work. I love finding the right words for every project, but nobody in that office really knows how good I am. Not at first. My boss is Richard. He is 42 years old. He is the creative director at our agency. Richard is tall and handsome. He has dark hair and a strong smile. He always wears expensive custom suits. The suits fit him perfectly. When he walks into a room, people look at him. When he speaks, people listen. When he smiles, people trust him. Richard looks like an important man. And Richard and I have a secret. We date. Nobody at work knows this. We are together for 2 years. At work, we do not hold hands. We do not look at each other in meetings. We sit at opposite ends of the table. We are professionals. We do not give people a reason to talk. But at night, he comes to my apartment. He brings wine sometimes. He tells me he loves me. He sits close to me on my sofa. He says my name in a soft voice. He is my boss. He is my secret. And I love him. I know this is not a normal situation. People do not usually date their boss. But Richard feels different to me. He feels special. I am happy with him. I feel safe with him. But that is what I think at that time. I work very hard every day. I always think about new ideas. On the subway, I think about new campaigns. I write notes on small pieces of paper. I draw plans in my notebooks. When I get a good idea, I feel happy and excited. I want to start work right away. I want to make the idea real. But in the big meetings, Richard is the one who speaks. He stands at the front of the room. He has a strong voice and a confident face. The CEO sits at the head of the long table. The clients sit in their important chairs, and Richard talks. He talks very well. He looks relaxed. He sounds smart. Everyone in the room looks at him. They like him very much. But the ideas he presents in those meetings are my ideas. Some nights, I stay up until 3 in the morning. I sit at my kitchen table. I type long presentations on my laptop. I choose every word carefully. I plan every step. I put the right images in the right places. I make everything look clean and perfect. Then, I save all my work on a small USB drive. I give the drive to Richard the next morning. He takes it with a smile. Then he goes into the big meeting room. He presents my work to the CEO and the clients. The CEO nods. The clients smile. They say the campaign is brilliant. They say Richard is very talented. Richard smiles. He says thank you to everyone on the team. But he does not say my name. He never says my name. I sit in the back of the room. I hold my coffee cup. I look at the big screen. I see my words on that screen. I see my ideas and my plans. But I say nothing. I just drink my coffee. Nobody looks at me. Nobody asks for my ideas. One afternoon, I talk to Richard alone. We are in his office. I close the door. I ask him for a promotion. I ask him to give me credit for my work. I want the CEO to know my name. I want the clients to know what I do. Richard puts his pen on his desk. He gets up from his chair. He walks over to me slowly. He puts both his hands on my shoulders. He looks into my eyes. Then he kisses my forehead. It is a soft and gentle kiss. "We have to be careful, Lily," he says. I wait. I listen. "People at work cannot know about us," he says. "They will fire you. I protect you. My success is our success. We build our future together. You believe me, right?" I look at his face. He looks serious. He looks like a man who cares about me. His eyes are warm. "Yes," I say quietly. "I believe you. And I mean it. I truly believe every word he says." So I go back to my desk. I open my laptop. I start the next project. I work through my lunch break. I work late into the night. I give Richard my best ideas. I give him my smartest plans. I work very hard on every task because I love him, because I trust him, because I want our future to be real. But I do not see the truth. Not yet. At night, Richard comes to my apartment. He says sweet things. He says I am important to him. He says we are a team, and I believe him. But at the office, nobody sees me. My name does not appear on the big campaigns. The CEO does not know my face. The clients do not know my name. Richard takes my ideas into that big meeting room. He closes the door. And I stay outside. I drink my coffee. I open a new notebook. I write down my next great idea. Because this is what I do. I am good at this. I think love makes all of this okay. I am wrong. One Monday morning, a new face arrives at the office. Her name is Jessica. She is 23 years old. She is the new intern. She wears short skirts every day. Her perfume is sweet and very strong. You can smell it from across the room. She smiles at every person she meets. She laughs at every small joke. She is friendly and full of energy. Many people notice her right away. Richard notices her too. At first, I feel no concern. Jessica is just a new intern. She is young and does not know much about advertising yet. A boss helps new people learn the work. This is normal. I understand this. I go back to my desk and open my laptop. But then things begin to change. Richard starts to spend a lot of time with Jessica. He calls it mentoring. He closes his office door when she comes in. They stay inside together for a long time. One afternoon, I walk past his office. I hear them laugh. The sound makes me feel uncomfortable inside. But I say nothing. I am a professional. I trust Richard. Then one Friday, Richard sends me a short text message. "Sorry, Lily. Too busy this weekend. Work issues." I look at the message. I wait for more words. No more words come. The next weekend, the same thing happens. His messages get shorter. His phone calls stop completely. I feel a small, cold feeling inside, but I push it away. He loves me. He says so. 3 weeks later, a very big opportunity arrives at the agency. A large international company looks for a new campaign. They offer a $1 million contract. Everyone at the office talks about it. The CEO looks nervous and excited. Richard looks very serious. Richard calls me into his office. He closes the door. He sits across from me at his big desk. He looks at me with serious eyes. "Lily," he says, I need your very best work. This campaign must be perfect. I nod. I tell him I understand. I walk back to my desk, and I start immediately. I work on the campaign for 3 full weeks. I work in the early mornings and late at night. I research the company in detail. I write the central message very carefully. I choose each word with purpose. I plan every image and every section. I build an emotional story at the heart of the whole campaign. I put my best thinking on every single page. After 3 weeks, I finish. The campaign is clear, strong, and human. I feel very proud. This is the best work of my career. I save everything on a USB drive. I walk to Richard's office and give him the drive. He takes it and smiles. "Perfect," he says. "This is going to win us everything." I smile back. I feel hopeful. The morning of the big presentation arrives. The CEO sits at the head of the long table. The clients arrive in expensive suits. The whole team fills the room. Everyone feels the pressure. Richard stands at the front. He plugs in the USB drive. The screen lights up. My campaign appears on the screen. My words, my ideas, my story. The room goes quiet. The clients begin to nod slowly. Smiles appear on their faces. They look at each other. The CEO leans forward in his chair. Richard speaks in a smooth and confident voice. He tells the story of the campaign perfectly. He sounds brilliant. He looks sharp. The room applauds. Then Richard smiles. He raises one hand. "I want to thank one special person," he says. "She works very closely with me on this project. She is a natural talent. I see a great future for her." He pauses. "Jessica, please stand up." Jessica stands from her seat. She smiles and waves at the room. Everyone applauds again. Richard promotes her to junior executive on the spot. More applause. More smiles. I sit at the back of the room. My hands rest still in my lap. My face does not move. I look at the screen. I look at my words and my ideas on that screen. I say nothing. I do nothing. Richard does not look at me. Not one time. The meeting ends. The room empties slowly. I stay in my chair for a few minutes. Then I stand up. I walk down the quiet hallway to Richard's office. Most people go home already. The lights are dim. The office is very still. I open his door without knocking. Richard and Jessica sit on the large leather sofa. They kiss. It is not a mistake or an accident. I drop my coffee cup. It hits the hard floor with a loud crash. Coffee spreads across the tiles. Richard and Jessica pull apart quickly. Jessica stands up fast. Her face turns red. She looks at the wall. Richard looks at me. He does not look guilty. He does not look sorry. He looks annoyed. He wipes his mouth slowly with the back of his hand. I feel my voice shake. But I speak. I say everything. I talk about the cheating. I talk about the stolen campaign. I talk about 2 years of my work and 2 years of his lies. My voice gets louder. My hands feel cold. Richard stands up. His eyes go cold and hard. "You act crazy, Lily," he says. His voice is flat and slow. "You are too emotional. This is unprofessional behavior." He straightens his jacket. He looks at me without expression. "Pack your desk. You are fired." He pauses. "And if you say anything about us, I make sure you never work in this industry again." He says these words without any feeling, calm and cold and certain. Jessica looks at the floor. She says nothing. I say nothing more. There is nothing left to say. I walk to my desk. I take a small cardboard box. I put my notebook inside. I put my coffee mug inside. I put my small plant inside. I carry the box with both hands. I walk to the elevator. I push the button. The doors open. I step inside. The doors close. I give Richard 2 years of my heart and 2 years of my brain. He throws me away without one word of goodbye. He does not even look at my face. The elevator goes down. I look at my reflection in the metal doors. I am still here. I go home that afternoon with my small cardboard box. I put it on the kitchen floor. I sit on the sofa in the dark. I do not turn the lights on. I do not move for a long time. The next morning, I do not get up early. I stay in bed. I look at the ceiling. I look at the cracks in the paint above me. I do not want to move. I stay in my apartment for a full week. The curtains stay closed. I eat very little. I sleep too much, and then I do not sleep at all. I cry many times each day. I cry for the lies. I cry for my hard work. I cry because I am blind for 2 years. Richard takes my ideas. He takes my voice. He takes my best years and my biggest campaigns. Then he fires me and tells me I act crazy. I feel stupid. I feel used. I feel very small. I ask myself the same questions again and again. Why do I trust him? Why do I always stay quiet? Why do I give him everything and say nothing? I know my ideas are strong. I know my campaigns are brilliant, but I stay in the back of every room. I hand him the USB drive, and I go back to my desk. I tell myself it is love. I feel ashamed. I feel angry. I feel lost. But then one morning, something changes inside me. I sit at my kitchen table. I hold a cold cup of coffee. I look around the room. I see the shelf near the window. My notebooks sit there. Many notebooks. They go back 5 years, 6 years, even more. I get up. I walk to the shelf. I take the first notebook. I open it. Pages of ideas, plans, campaign structures, strong, clear messages, real, brilliant work. Page after page after page. I take the next notebook, the same, and the next, and the next. I sit down on the floor with all my notebooks around me. I read for a long time, and then a simple truth becomes clear to me. Richard does not make me smart. He never teaches me one thing. He never improves one word in my campaigns. He never gives me one real idea. He just stands at the front of the room and says my words in a confident voice. Without my work, he has nothing. Absolutely nothing. Every idea in these notebooks belongs to me. Every single one. I am not stupid and broken. I am the reason his agency wins big deals. I am the reason clients clap and smile in those meeting rooms. And now I can use all of this for myself, for my own name, for my own future. I close the last notebook. I get up from the floor. I walk to the bathroom. I wash my face with cold water. I look in the mirror for a long time. My eyes look tired. My hair is a mess. But something in that mirror still looks strong. Okay, Lily, I say to my reflection, time to start. I move the coffee table to the side of my living room. I put my old laptop on the kitchen table. I buy a new notebook and 3 pens. I open to the first blank page. I start my own marketing agency. The first weeks are very hard. I call potential clients from a long list. Most of them say no. Some of them do not answer the phone. A few of them listen for 2 minutes and then say no thank you. I write each no in my notebook. Then I make the next call. I work long hours every day. I eat simple food at my desk. I drink coffee, and I keep going. Every night I feel very tired. Every morning I get up and I start again. I do not stop. I put my name on everything now. On my website, on my proposals, on every email. Lily Chen, founder. I am not the quiet person in the back row anymore. I am the name at the top. I am the person in front. About 2 months later, I get a phone call. The caller is James. He is 35 years old. He is the marketing director at a technology company. He is a former client from my old agency. I remember him well. He always sits quietly in the big meetings. He always listens more than he talks. He asks smart, careful questions. He pays real attention. James tells me something important. He always notices me at the old agency. He sees me in the back of the meeting rooms. He watches me type notes very fast. He listens to Richard present the campaigns, but he always feels something is not right. The ideas in the presentations are brilliant, but they do not feel like Richard's ideas. They feel like they come from someone quieter, someone in the back row. So when James finds my name on a new business website, he calls right away. He offers me a real project, a campaign for his company. It is not a $1 million deal, but it is real work, and it is mine. I meet James at his office. He welcomes me with a handshake. He gives me a chair at the main table, not at the back, right in the middle. When I speak, James listens. When I explain an idea, he writes it down. He nods. He asks smart questions. He does not interrupt. He does not take my ideas and walk away. At the end of the meeting, he says simply, "Lily, I want your name on this project, on every document, on every slide, on everything." For James, this is just normal. For me, it changes something very important. He does not hide me. He puts my name on the screen. He tells his team exactly who creates the work. He respects my ideas. He respects me. And for the first time in a very long time, I feel real again. 1 year later, a lot changes. My small agency now has several real clients. James gives me strong references. Other companies start to hear my name. Good work brings more good work. I hire a part-time assistant. I buy better equipment for my home office. My name appears in a local business article. Life feels different now. This life belongs to me. Then one morning, a very big invitation arrives in my email. A major global brand looks for a new advertising agency. They want a full creative campaign. The deal is very large. It is the kind of contract that changes a small agency into a serious company. They invite several agencies to compete. My agency makes it to the final round. 2 finalists remain. My company is one. Richard's large agency is the other. I read the email 2 times. I put my phone on the table. I sit very still for 1 moment. Then I pick up the phone and call James. "I need help to prepare," I say. Then let us start now, he says. James and I spend 4 weeks on the pitch. I create every part of the campaign. I think about it every day. I wake up at night with new ideas, and I write them down right away. I test every message. I check every detail. I practice the presentation many times in front of my bathroom mirror. On the morning of the big day, I put on a red suit, sharp and strong. I stand in front of the mirror. I look at myself for a few seconds. I take one slow breath. I am ready. The presentation takes place in a large glass boardroom near the top of a tall building. The clients sit on one side of the long table. They are senior executives from the global brand. They look serious and experienced. They see many pitches today. They know what good work looks like. They also know what weak work looks like. I arrive early. I set up my laptop and my materials. I put water on the table. Then Richard walks in with Jessica. Richard looks very different from the man I know. He looks older. His face is tired. The bags under his eyes are dark. His suit still costs a lot of money, but he does not walk the same way. He moves like a man who does not sleep well. Jessica walks next to him. She looks at her phone. She looks at her phone in the hallway. She looks at it during the setup. She does not help Richard with one single thing. Richard sees me across the room. His eyes go wide for just one moment. Then he looks away. He fixes his tie. Richard presents first. He stands at the front. He takes a breath. He begins to speak. But the campaign is weak. The main idea is not clear. The message does not connect to real people. The words feel flat. The story has no direction. Two clients look down at their papers. One executive writes in her notepad and underlines it hard. Another client checks his watch. Richard speaks for 20 minutes. At the end, the room gives polite and quiet applause. Nobody leans forward. Nobody looks excited. Richard sits down. He takes a sip of water. He loosens his collar. Then I stand up. I walk to the front of the room. I connect my laptop. The screen lights up. I look at the clients. I smile. Not a nervous smile, a confident and clear one. Good morning, I say. This campaign starts with one truth. People remember real stories. Let me show you the one I create for your brand. I present for 25 minutes. I tell a human story. I build it step by step. I answer every question before the clients ask it. When one executive raises her hand, I already know her question in my mind. I give her a clear answer with real numbers. Another client asks about the digital strategy. I show him 3 separate options. I explain the advantage and cost of each one in plain, simple terms. The room changes. People sit forward in their chairs. They look at each other. They nod. The senior client shows her notepad to the person next to her. That person smiles and writes something. At the end, I click to my final slide. I look around the room. One moment of silence. Then the senior client speaks. She looks directly at me. Miss Chen, she says, this is exceptional. When can you start? The room applauds. Warm and real and clear. I bow my head once. Whenever you are ready, I say. I pack my laptop bag after the room empties. My hands are steady. My mind is calm. I feel a deep, quiet satisfaction. Then I hear footsteps behind me in the hallway. I already know those footsteps. I turn around slowly. Richard stands a few steps away. He holds his phone in one hand. His face is pale. He looks at me with tired, uncomfortable eyes. He looks much smaller than the man I remember. "Lily," he says. I wait. I say nothing. "You are incredible," he says. His voice is quiet. "You are always incredible." I always know that. He looks down at his phone. I just get a message from my CEO. He fires me. I lose too many clients this year. Without strong campaigns, everything falls apart. He stops. He looks back at me, and Jessica leaves me too. Last month, she takes another job. I am alone. I have nothing right now. Lily. He takes one small step toward me. "Please," he says. "I am sorry. I am a fool. I know this now. Please come work with me, or come back to me. We are great together. You know that." He looks at me. He waits for my answer. I look at him. I look at his expensive suit. I look at his tired face. I wait for some feeling to arrive inside me. Anger, sadness, anything at all. Nothing comes. My heart does not beat faster. My hands do not shake. I feel very calm and very still inside. He is not the powerful man I know 2 years ago. Without my work, he is just a man in a good suit with no real ideas. He is not a great boss. He is not a great partner. He is the person who takes my work, takes my years, and then tells me I act crazy. I speak slowly. I speak clearly. "We are never a team, Richard," I say. "I am the talent. You take all the credit. I give you 2 years of my work and 2 years of my trust, and you fire me and tell me I act crazy." I pause for 1 second. "Good luck with your next job." But it is not with me. I pick up my bag. I turn around. I walk away. My heels click on the marble floor. Each sound is clear and certain and strong. James stands near the elevator. He holds 2 coffee cups. He smiles at me. A warm smile, a proud smile. He does not need to say a single word. He holds out a coffee cup. I take it with both hands. It is warm. "We won," I say. "You won," he says. The elevator doors open. We step inside. I turn to face the hallway. Richard still stands there. He looks at me. His face has no expression. He does not move. The elevator doors close. I look at my reflection in the metal doors. I see a woman in a red suit. I see a woman who stands straight. I see a woman with her own company, her own name, and her own future. I am free. I am powerful. I am the boss now. Did someone ever steal your work at your job? What do you do? Tell me your story in the comments below. And if you love to see strong women win, please hit the like button and subscribe to Teddy English Stories. Thank you for watching.